Hi there, this is David. Sorry about the delay. Well, I'd hoped to do the way where I could hide my face, and instead I'm here with my pretty face on the internet. Well, that's okay, I guess. The topic for today from Matthew chapter 10. Let me get up my notes. I will probably not post this as a video. I'll probably just do it as a live stream. Forget about it after that. We have the restroom there in the background. It was kind of ridiculous. Let's see here. So our topic for the day is from Matthew chapter 10, 26. I quoted the title there from verse 26. Therefore do not fear them, for there is nothing concealed that will not be known. And this is, of course, in the context of the Lesser Commission, what's known as the Lesser Commission of Christ. It's the one before the Greater Commission after the resurrection, Matthew 28. And the Lesser Commission here is spoken to Christ's disciples only. He gathered the 12 disciples. So if we interpret that for now, it is for disciples of Jesus in the way that we interpret it. It says in verse 1, Jesus summoned his 12 disciples and gave them authority over unclean spirits to cast them out and to heal every kind of disease and every kind of sickness. So we know that it's for them, hermeneutically speaking, in terms of followers of Jesus, not those who disbelieve. So what I said there in the title, there's nothing concealed that will not be revealed or hidden that will not be known. I'm not here to give a Sunday sermon on the topic. It's apologetic. So I would mostly deal here with questions or objections or comments, because when will all those be known? When and how come we don't know everything yet, if that's the fact of the matter? How come there are some who think that they're so high level for concealing a bunch of information and then oppressing others who don't know that information? Now, I did my share of reading here, to prepare. It kind of like took a great deal of time even to look up the very basic stuff. But what I wanted to say, in particular, it's really like in line with my doctrine. He talks about this verse and this particular verse, this passage in this particular verse, in terms of like the workers of Satan in particular, who can be easily mistaken for the workers of light or those on the side of Jesus. And so the commentator says, and I quote, "See and be amazed to see how this world is imposed upon. One, Satan's sworn enemies are represented as his friends. The apostles who pulled him were called devils. Thus men laid to their charge not only things which they knew not, but things which they abhorred, and were directly contrary to and the reverse of. 2, Satan's sworn servants would be thought of as his enemies, and they never more effectually do his work than when they pretend to be fighting against him. Many times they, who themselves are nearest akin to the devil, are most apt to father others upon him, and those that paint him on others' clothes have him reigning in their own hearts. It is well, there is a day coming when, as it follows here, verse 26, that which is hid will be brought to light." And so the commentator is speaking there of the work of the devil, basically, which is very deceptive, or has in it deception, where people that are working for him are being deceptive and appearing to be on the side of Jesus. Even it could be in the church, etc. I myself think here of the hirelings of John 10. My teachers pointed out the use of the word hireling in John 10. In some translations, it's chapter 12, as in the Geneva Bible, verse 12. "But an hireling, in which he is not the shepherd, neither the sheep are his own, seeth the wolf coming, and he leaveth the sheep, and fleeth, and the wolf catcheth them, and scattereth the sheep." There's some who work in the church. They simply are there to do a job. They're professionals in what they're doing. It doesn't mean that they have a heart, profession, or confession. They're hirelings in the church. So the question becomes like, because everyone seems to be going along merrily, like my old radio pal said, they're going merrily down the street. They're going mosily down the street, like he said, inventing a word probably. They're going mosily down the street, and they don't stop and think about what they're doing. So you think that you could hang on to a lie or hold on to it for a long time? First of all, whatever God wills on this side be made known. If on this side the guys there was saying, pretend like all your private thoughts are projected onto a video screen for everyone to see. Okay, that's the level of God's will in the matter, and the level of judgment. Okay, so at the judgment, so in the final day, at the final resurrection, the judgment of the living and the dead, I hold to two judgments. So there's the judgment of those going to perdition, and then those with Christ who seal for redemption. And there's a Bema Seat judgment, which is a rewards judgment. And so it is said, so I've got the background noise. What they've done according to their works and according to their life, and whatever is hidden will be revealed and made known. But I've come across a third one, which is that in heaven there could be a library archive of everything that happened. So a person could go up to the archive in heaven and look up lives and see what was going on in people's life. So, like for example, in heaven I could go up to the library, and since I have no one in my life named, and so go up to the library archive and look on May 3rd, 2004, in the library archive, and likely was what was going on. Okay, so that's possible too. The library archive in heaven is to requisition that information once a believer is in heaven, because like I said, hermeneutically speaking, Christ is talking to the disciples in the passage. Okay, so it's those headed to heaven, basically. Now we also know God wipes away every tear. God wipes away every tear in heaven. So how do we go around that if you're trying to requisition your information in heaven and then you're going to learn something that's not good? So I think it's possibly, this is answered philosophically speaking, and of course archive in heaven, library in heaven point of view, it's just conjecture, or it's just speculative. There's nothing in the Bible that says that. But we could speculate philosophically that the books that you could take and look at are just highly eloquently written, like reading like Charles Dickens, where you wouldn't have bad feelings about reading it. You would just read it and go, oh, is that what happened? They're written like the Dickens, and then the judgment upon evil is immediately stated within like paragraphs. If this person, or let's say for example, this person did evil, Uncle Bo did evil, Uncle Bo slept with your wife or whatever, then he got caught in the garbage dump or whatever, whatever happened. He got hit by a truck, or something bad happened right back to it. So it'd be excellently written, probably by the Father himself or by the angels with God, together with God. Okay, so that I hope answers any questions or objections. And so I might end up broadcasting from a different channel and favoriting or liking the videos on this channel. I probably cannot keep this up forever, this particular broadcast channel, but I'll keep going in some way and like the videos, or I'll say where I am and how my stuff can be found. Okay, so everyone have a very Merry Christmas.